would like to invite our lead discussant to take the floor, Mr. Naveen Gautam of the Global Forum of Communities Discriminated on Work and Decent Youth Group.
Of the major group of children and youth, and I thank the panel for the insightful comments. As a Dalit youth myself from a middle income company, I have lived the harsh realities of structural discrimination based on work and descent. We also call it caste-based discrimination. The exclusion we face is not unique. It echoes across communities around the globe that are discriminated, such as Burakamin from Japan, Roma from Europe, Quilombola from Latin America, and Harakin Osu from Africa. And it's systemic, and it's deeply entrenched. Youth and children from these communities are denied access to quality education, decent work, healthcare, and digital inclusion, which is most important. Not because it's their fault, but because of where we have come from and the decent we belong to. And despite these challenges, we are mobilizing our communities. We are instead collecting and providing data, pushing policy, creating platforms for digital inclusion, and demanding dignity along with that. But this is not just a regional or a cultural issue, it's instead global. Discrimination based on work and descent is connected to the histories of casteism, and until it is recognized globally as such, and until we are visible and equal, we continue to be left behind. And so what we need to do? First, as young people from middle-income countries, we recognize that progress has been made on meaningful youth engagement, and we welcome that. Several processes, including HLPF, SDG Summit, FFD, have guaranteed funding for the meaningful participation of young people. However, more needs to be done. We call for designated funding spaces and funding opportunity specifically for youth from the marginalized groups. Second, we feel that priority given to the middle income remains very limited, restricted when it comes to the formal UNGA discussions. This also needs to be changed. More spaces we need to have more spaces which talks about these form of discrimination openly at the UN, in the national parliaments, and at the global development spaces. And it's us who needs to change this, me and you. Work and decent-based discrimination is often invisible in policy making and digital inclusion. We need to have more representation instead of tokenism. And trust me, we are not passive recipients of development. We are already building alternatives from the ground. Me taking this stage and speaking here itself proves that we are already ready and prepared to rise and be part of the development actively. Jai Bhim, Opo Roma, Lenthe, Salve, Uhuru. Thank you.